Hello, this is Lenny with the Exmark Technical Service Team. Just want to cover a few items as far as quality of cut, deck cleaning, and maintenance to make sure that your Exmark machine is cutting as good and as well as we know that it can. One of the things that we see most consistently when dealing with quality of cut is simply maintenance here in the service department. So some of the things that you need to keep in mind to keep that machine cutting as well as you want it to: tire pressure, keeping your idlers greased to ensure you have proper belt tension, proper service and maintenance of the blades, keeping the deck clean, keeping the deck adjusted, whether it's left to right for the level of the deck or front to back for deck rake. Deck rake is actually the forward tilt of the rake on the machine. So if you line the blades to the front and the back of the machine, the front blade tip is actually lower than the rear blade tip. What that allows the deck to do is it allows it to make a seal with the front of the grass on the front of the machine and allows the deck to pull air in from the back of the machine to give you the best discharge of those grass clippings. On a 60-inch deck, we usually want about 3/16 to 1/4 inch of deck rake. And how you obtain that is simply by loosening these chain bolts and using your set screw to drop the front of the deck or raise the rear of the deck. But slight adjustment can actually be done with just the tire pressure alone. What deck level talks about is if the front blade tips on the left side blade and the front blade tip on the right side blade should measure the exact same cutting height off the ground, as so should the rear blade tips. So if you're a little low on the right hand side, adding a pound or two of pressure to that right hand drive tire will effectively raise the right hand side of the deck and get you that nice level cut that you're wanting. One of the best things that you can do is keep the deck as clean as possible. What we recommend is using air instead of water. A backpack blower on the machine works great to blow all the debris off of the top of the machine. However, when you're going to clean underneath the machine, it's going to take a little bit more physical labor. So one of the things that we've introduced is a little jack and receiver stand to help get the front end of that machine up off the ground in order for you to get underneath that. And I'll show that here real quickly. So now that we have the front end of the machine up in the air to where we can service the bottom side of it. So a few things that we might want to do. Number one, we're going to want to check our blades. Make sure they're sharp, make sure they're serviceable, make sure the tips of each of the tips line up with each other. We haven't hit something to cause one of those to bend down or bend up. The other thing that we're going to have to do is occasionally we're going to have to scrape the bottom of the deck to remove the old grass buildup from underneath there. The best time to do that is right after you've pulled in from mowing. If you allow that grass and debris to dry over time, it can really become as hard as concrete and become very difficult to scrape off. One of the other good reasons to clean that bottom of the deck is if you happen to have some chemical or some of that other type of stuff in your grass, or if you do have a turf disease and you get rid of it later on, if you don't scrape the bottom of the deck, it can cause your deck to carry that disease on throughout the summer in your turf, so effectively ruining anything that you've already done for your grass. So we've covered a few of the items that will help you keep the quality of cut of your Exmark where you believe it should be. In the end, however, there are thousands of variables that can affect the quality of cut of your machine. If you experience a diminished quality of cut of your machine, your local Exmark dealer is the best point of contact to get that machine back to the point where it was right off the showroom floor. Thank you, and I hope you found this helpful.